You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Known for its complex political status and booming tech industry, which island located off of southeastern coast of China was referred to as Formosa by Westerners until the mid-20th century? The answer to this question and much more in this episode of Triviality Mini.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality Mini, a 10-question quiz to make you the cream of the crop at Trivia Night. This is Ken coming at you, and I'll be the host for today. As always, the quiz is brought to you by our amazing patrons who make all the bonus content possible. Please help support us continue the show and bring you these high-quality episodes at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you get all the main feed episodes ad-free. And for as little as $5, you can get 60 hours of bonus content plus weekly bonuses written by us. Once again, patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Now, time for the questions. Number 1. Nestled in Southeast Asia and bordering the Andaman Sea, what country sits near the Strait of Malacca, a vital shipping passage connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans? Question 2. In 1956, just a year after their untimely death in a car crash, which Hollywood icon became the first male actor to be nominated for an Academy Award posthumously? Number 3. If you're working in units like becquerels, curies, or even microcuries, you're not measuring weight or temperature, but what physical property? Number 4. In a classic episode of Seinfeld, Jerry and Elaine are devastated to find out that a couple ahead of them has bought the last chocolate babka. Forced to settle, what other flavor babka did they end up buying? Number 5. Among all the planets in the solar system, one stands out for its backward spin, rotating in the opposite direction of Earth and most of its planetary neighbors. Which planet breaks this cosmic rule? Number 6. Which of these radio hits came out first? Madonna's ballad, Crazy for You, or Heart's powerhouse track, Crazy on You? Spoiler, one of them debuted nearly a decade earlier. Number 7. Among all 50 U.S. state capitals, only one features the letter X in its name. Number 8. A bee goes through 4 distinct stages during its life cycle: larva, pupa, and adult. But which phase, tiny, fragile, and barely visible, marks the very beginning of a bee's journey? Number 9. Founded in Japan and originally known as Capsule Computers, which 6-letter company would go on to become a major player in the arcade and home console world, thanks to franchises like Street Fighter and Resident Evil? And number 10. In the hexadecimal system, often used in programming and computer science, letters are used as digits. What decimal value does the letter F represent? All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the answers to these questions.
Incoming transmission.
Hello, my name is Matt.
And I'm McKinley. We are the father-son team that brings you History Dispatches.
History Dispatches is a short daily history show where we talk about topics from all over the world and all throughout history. We talk about people, places, events, and even objects.
While anything is fair game, we have a soft spot for the weird, the wacky, and the obscure things you may have never even heard of.
Do you have any examples?
How about Wojtek, the bear who rose to the rank of corporal in the Polish army? Or the Great Emu War? Or how about the biggest treasure take in the history of piracy?
That sounds cool, but do you have a story about the head of Oliver Cromwell? Or one about the ancient library of Alexandria? And a story about the first woman to climb Mount Everest would be cool.
Well, we got those as well. Every weekday, there's something new and fun.
Sweet. So how do I get this trove of goodness?
All you have to do is go to historydispatches.com or just look for History Dispatches in your favorite podcast app.
From the creators of the popular science show with millions of YouTube subscribers comes the Minute Earth podcast. Every episode of the show dives deep into a science question you might not even know you had. But once you hear the answer, you'll want to share it with everyone you know. Why do rivers curve? Why did the T-Rex have such tiny arms? And why do so many more kids need glasses now than they used to? Spoiler alert, it isn't screen time. Our team of scientists digs into the research and breaks it down into a short, entertaining explanation, jam-packed with science facts and terrible puns. Subscribe to Minute Earth wherever you like to listen.
All right, we're back, and it's time for the answers. Again, we're looking for a Southeast Asian country near the Strait of Malacca. That's a vital shipping passage connecting the Indian and Pacific. That is, of course, Thailand. Number 2. In 1956, just a year after their death, which brooding Hollywood icon became the first actor to be nominated for an Academy Award posthumously? That is, of course, James Dean. Number 3, if you're working with becquerels, curies, or even microcuries, what are you measuring? That is, of course, radioactivity. Number 4, in that Seinfeld episode where Jerry and Elaine are trying to get the chocolate babka, what flavor do they get instead? That is a cinnamon babka, cinnamon. Number 5, among all the planets in the solar system, one stands out for its reverse spin, rotating in the opposite direction of all the others. Which planet is this? That is Venus. Venus rotates the other direction. Number 6, which radio hit came out first? Madonna's Crazy for You or Heart's Crazy on You? That is Crazy on You, which was from 1976 versus Madonna's, which came out in 1985. Number 7, among all the U.S. state capitals, which one features the letter X? That is, of course, Phoenix, Arizona. Number 8, a bee goes through 4 distinct stages during the life cycle: larva, pupa, and adult. But which phase, tiny, fragile, and barely visible, marks the beginning? That is, of course, the egg. Number 9, founded in Japan and originally known as Capsule Computers, what 6-letter company would go on to become a major player in the arcade and home console world, thanks to Resident Evil and Street Fighter? If you broke down Capsule Computers, you might get to Capcom. The answer is Capcom. Number 10. In the hexadecimal system, often used in programming and computer science, letters are used as digits, but what is F representing? That is the number 15. And the answer to the question at the top of the episode: known for its complex political status and booming tech industry, which island located off of southeastern coast of China was referred to as Formosa by Westerners until the mid-20th century? That is Taiwan. Thanks again for playing along with today's quiz. Please rate and review the podcast on all your favorite apps and follow us on social media at TrivialityPod. As we said before, we'd appreciate your support at patreon.com/TrivialityPodcast if you want to help us keep this show going. So that'll do it for today's episode of Triviality Mini. Tune in next week for a brand new set of 10 questions in 10 minutes or less. Bye.
Hello, we want to recommend our podcast, don't we, Rowan?
We do, Penny. It's called The World, the Universe and Us from New Scientist, and it's your essential weekly dose of science and wonder. Hosted by me, Dr. Rowan Hooper.
And me, Dr. Penny Sarche. Each week we talk to the scientists in the news and draw on new scientists on parallel depth of reporting to put the stories that matter into context. It's brain food.
It's brain food. It feeds your brain and your curiosity, and it's a dose of optimism.
The World, the Universe and Us. Get it wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, it's Dan Souza from America's Test Kitchen. I'm super excited to let you all know that we're launching a new video podcast that takes you behind the scenes into the messy, imperfect, but riveting day-to-day life right here in our test kitchen. Not only do I get to talk to my colleagues about the latest taste test they attended.
I just came from a tasting of salted caramel apple pie bars and then roasted garlic, so I apologize.
Or about a recipe they're developing.
The thing about this recipe is it's a secret. The restaurateur refuses to tell people what her secret ingredients are.
We also chat with amazing guests from the culinary world and beyond.
The lamest joke I've ever said. I said to Marie Bamford.
Great.
It's definitely
great
said
joke.
Thanks. Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe to In the Test Kitchen so you don't miss an episode. You can watch In the Test Kitchen on YouTube and Spotify and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Can't wait to see you in the Test Kitchen.